So we got to get on to the Conservative Party and the leadership race. It's the Conservative Party, a place as cutthroat as it's occasionally ridiculous. And today, I suppose, other than discussing the meteoric rise of James Cleverly, despite the incident with Wimbledon and the football game, more poignantly and somewhat less than meteoric is the fall of Tom Tugendhat. Now, Tugendhat's defeat marks yet another stumble for this perpetually hopeful optimist who has tried his hand at leadership on more than one occasion and failed. And his latest venture has ended with him trailing miserably, clinching a mere 20 votes in the third round. Now, those 20 votes will almost certainly go to James Cleverly. Once again, it appears that being nice simply doesn't work in Conservative politics. Now, let's talk about Cleverly. Can Cleverly rise to the top with those extra 20 votes? At the moment, he's a surprise front runner after a barnstorming conference performance. He's managed to soar to the top of the rankings with 39 votes. His success has turned the race on its head, leaving us with a trio in this metaphysical gladiatorial contest. Clearly, Badenoch and Jenrick, cleverly, Badenoch and Jenrick. The problem with being ill is that no matter how much one prepares, it sort of, everything fuses into a haze of dizziness. And this is I've just been talking to somebody from TSB because they blocked my card and I needed to get it unblocked. And it was quite a nice lady in the end. I went through various people and eventually ended up making a complaint. And it took me an hour and a half or 2 hours. And at the end I spoke to a lovely lady who'd been living in Edinburgh and came from Newcastle. And well, I just thought that was very pleasant. But we ended up talking about the flu bug that is going around and how suddenly it attacks and makes one feel completely exhausted and dizzy and slightly nauseous, and that combination, it defies any efforts to give one the opportunity to sit in front of a computer and talk. Day two, I'm still very jittery, but I'm a little bit more focused, and I can do videos as long as I take little rests between them. So yeah, the three who are in this contest, Cleverly, Badenoch and Jenrick. And the irony here is that Cleverly, who'd once championed the very policy he's now condemning as weak, has the audacity to surge ahead with a platform that barely holds water. But somehow it's working. There you are. It's like the Colander candidate. And where does that leave Tugendhat? Well, for all his centrist appeal and talk of party unity, it seems he can't quite resonate with fellow MPs, and he certainly won't resonate with the out-and-out Blue Rinse Brigade who are left with their Conservative membership cards. And his removal from the race is testimony to the fact that moderate in today's Conservative Party is a synonym for doomed. It's been an amusingly tragic story of almost getting there, only to be bulldozed by the likes of Badenoch and Jenrick, who are locked into their own little death spiral for second place. But of course, whoever is likely to get there is likely to be voted for. If Cleverly is against Jenrick, it will be Jenrick who wins. If Cleverly is against Badenoch, it will be Badenoch who wins in all likelihood. Because the people in the shires are not the people who used to be in the shires. So how does Cleverly continue to succeed where Tugendhat fails? Perhaps it's Cleverly's ability to reinvent himself. He portrayed himself as a steadfast Brexiteer, advocating for the cause because it was cool, while also managing to appeal to those who favoured both Johnson and Truss. And Truss. Huh. It's like he's tried every character in the Conservative Party playbook, and somehow he's hit upon the right mix for the moment. Tugendhat, by contrast, seems like the perennial nice guy in a field of ruthless opportunists. He might be a favourite of the One Nation caucus, but in a game where the membership leans decidedly to the right now, he's forever out of his element. As one anonymous insider has colourfully put it, dogs bark, cats meow, and Tory members support the right-wing candidate. Tugendhat, a moderate with a centrist appeal, never stood a chance. His campaign, which was supposedly built on a foundation of optimism and unity, now lies in tatters, leaving the field to those willing to scratch and claw their way to the top, or tear down posters that might intimidate anybody else. In the end, this gentle, almost quaint brand of conservatism appears utterly out of place among the remaining contenders. But give Tugendhat this: he bowed out with grace, thanking his supporters, emphasizing his commitment to our country. Admirable, yes. Efficacious, no. So here we are, watching the Tory talent show reach its dramatic climax with cleverly leading the pack. Who will emerge victorious? Will it be Jenrick trying desperately to claw back after a disappointing drop? Badenoch attempting to unite the party's right wing behind her staunch positions, flirting with Farage? Or, either way. Either way, we can be certain of one thing: nice doesn't win elections in the Conservative Party. Tugendhat's fall is testimony to that.